It started small. At first, it was just little things. The lights in the house next door flickering at odd times, even when I knew no one was home. Doors opening slowly, even though I was certain they were locked. Sometimes, I thought I heard footsteps in the yard at night, but when I looked through the window, the yard was empty. Then the noises got louder. Whispers in the walls, scratching sounds at my windows, like someone or something was trying to get in. I told myself it was just my imagination, that maybe the old house was settling, that maybe I was being paranoid. But one night I saw it. Through the thin curtain of my living room window, a figure stood in the neighbor's yard. Tall, pale, and motionless. It didn't move like a person. Its head tilted unnaturally, almost like it was studying me, watching every movement. I froze. My heart raced. The street was empty, but I could feel it staring. And then the figure moved. Slow, jerky, sliding closer to my house, following me as I stepped away from the window. I grabbed my phone to call someone, anyone, but the screen went black. The lights flickered, then went out completely. My entire house felt colder, and I could hear it now, soft, dragging steps outside my door, circling the house, whispering, "We're so close you can't hide." I wanted to leave, to run to a friend's house, but something held me in place. The shadows in the yard shifted, stretching toward my windows like long, dark fingers. And then I noticed something even more terrifying. In the neighbor's window, the figure wasn't alone. There were more of them, pale, thin shapes, all staring straight at me, their eyes empty and black, waiting. I didn't move. I couldn't move. I knew. Somehow, they weren't just neighbors, they were something else. Watching, patient. The whispering didn't stop. It moved around the house, soft but constant, like it was slipping through the walls, circling me. I stayed close to the windows, peeking through tiny gaps in the curtains. The yard was empty, or at least it looked empty, but I could feel them, just beyond the shadows, watching every move I made. Then came the knocking, soft at first, on the front door. Tap, tap, tap. I froze. I didn't answer. The knocking grew louder, faster, echoing through the house like it knew I was home alone. I checked the locks. All were secure, yet the sound continued, moving, circling the house as if testing every door, every window. I tried to tell myself it was someone playing a prank, but something in my gut screamed otherwise. Something unnatural, something patient, waiting. I grabbed a flashlight and moved toward the living room. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold it. That's when I saw it, or rather, them, through the front window. The figures from the neighbor's yard. Not just one, dozens of them. Pale, thin, faceless, standing perfectly still in the darkness. And then one of them smiled. Not a normal smile. A slow, crooked grin that stretched too wide, too long, ending in a hollow shadow where the mouth should have been. I stumbled back. My flashlight flickered. When the light returned, the figures were gone. The yard was empty again, but the whispering stayed. Soft, coming from inside the walls now. "You can't hide. We're always close." I sank to the floor, gripping the flashlight, heart pounding, realizing that whatever they weren't just outside. They had been watching me, waiting, and now, somehow, they were inside. The whispering suddenly stopped. The silence was worse. I stayed on the floor, barely breathing, listening for any sound. Then I heard a quiet click. The front door lock turned by itself. I watched in horror as the handle slowly moved down. The door opened. Nothing stood there. No figures. No shadows. Just the empty yard. I backed away, shaking, until I hit the wall. That's when I felt warm breath against my ear and heard a familiar voice whisper my name from inside the house. I screamed and ran past the open door, barefoot into the street, not stopping until I reached a neighbor's house down the road. When police came back with me, the yard next door was empty. No lights, no movement. They told me the house had been abandoned for years. No one had lived there, except the previous owners, who went missing without a trace. I moved out the next morning, but sometimes, late at night, my phone lights up with a message from an unknown number. "We still live next door.